Before we begin, I want to orient you to what's happening here. The words you're about to hear aren't meant to convince you of anything. They're not instructions. They're not affirmations you need to repeat until you believe them. They're identity level codes. Certain phrases don't work on the mind. They work on the level of identity. When they're spoken from coherence, your system doesn't think about them. It recognizes them. That recognition doesn't happen through effort. It happens through resonance. So if you notice yourself trying to concentrate, trying to follow, or trying to do this right, that's not required here. You don't need to hold the words. You don't need to repeat them. You don't need to make meaning of them. Let them pass through you. Let your system listen in a way it already knows how to. Identity level coding often sounds simple, and that simplicity can be comforting to a system that learned to earn its worth. But simplicity is not the same as shallowness. Truth tends to be simple, and the deeper the truth, the fewer words it needs. So as we move into this activation, see if you can let your body receive the words the same way it receives music. You don't analyze the music, you let it move you. And in a moment, we'll begin to let the body settle, not to prepare, but to receive. You can begin seated or lying down. Let your body be supported. There is nothing you need to do here. Nothing to achieve, nothing to fix. Just notice that you're here. Notice your breath, not changing it, just noticing it. The inhale and the exhale. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let the body arrive. Most of us were never taught to see ourselves clearly. We were taught to improve, to adjust, to become acceptable. We learned how to read the room, how to sense what was wanted from us, and how to shape ourselves to fit. So maybe you learned to be quieter, or more helpful, or easier to deal with. Maybe you learned to be strong or independent or low maintenance. Some of us learned to succeed. Some learned to disappear. Some learned to stay one step ahead of disappointment. But underneath all of it was the same message, that something about us needed to change in order to be safe, loved, or chosen. So the nervous system adapted. It learned a strategy. I will be enough when. I'll belong when. I'll finally relax when. When I do more, when I know more, when I heal more, when I become a better version of myself. And if the idea of being enough has ever felt unreachable, false, or even uncomfortable, nothing has gone wrong. That discomfort is not a personal failure. It's conditioning. It's trauma. It's a system that learned to survive in environments that could not fully meet the truth of who you are. Now let's zoom out. Before personality, before roles, before identity. Before the coping strategies and the protection and the stories you learned to tell about yourself. Before you learned who you had to be. You are an expression of consciousness itself, of source, of life, not separate from it, not observing it from the outside, an expression of it. Imagine source as pure light, one unified field, whole and complete. Now imagine that light moving through a prism. The light doesn't break. It doesn't fragment incorrectly. It doesn't lose its wholeness. It expresses itself as color, different wavelengths, different frequencies, different expressions of the same light. None of those colors are wrong. None are mistakes. None need to become another color to be valid. They are not separate from the light. They are the light expressed. You are not meant to return to being the light by erasing yourself. You are meant to be this expression of it, this tone, this frequency, this configuration. Nothing about you went wrong. Life doesn't make mistakes. Consciousness does not miscreate. Source does not fragment incorrectly. There are no accidental waves in the ocean, no unnecessary notes in a symphony, no extra expressions of life. Absolutely nothing exists by accident, which means the fact that you exist is already proof of your inherent perfection. Not perfection as in flawless, not perfection as in polished, but perfection as in whole, complete, coherent, intentionally formed. Your sensitivity was not a mistake. Your depth was not an error. Your way of feeling, perceiving, and knowing was not random. It might not have been understood. It might not have been mirrored, but it was never wrong. Let your body hear that, not your mind, your body. I want to share something personal. There's a phrase that has become a lifeline for me. Not because it made me feel good right away, but because it allowed something deeper to settle. This phrase has helped me collapse a lot of resistance within myself, a lot of contraction, a lot of unconscious arguing with who I am. Anytime I caught myself mid-shame, anytime I noticed the thought, I should just be doing this differently, anytime I judged myself for being behind, I didn't use this phrase to override those moments. I used it to interrupt the argument, to stop negotiating my right to exist as I was. And I want to name this too because sometimes when you first meet this phrase, it doesn't feel comforting. It can feel confronting to a system that learned safety through self-correction. But over time, what it creates is space. Less bracing, less effort, less self-surveillance. Not because anything changed, but because the arguing stopped. I am what I am, and I am enough. So simple, and yet so much power behind these 9 little words. It's so easy to hear them and think that's it. But what these words do is identity level coding. They don't convince your mind. They reorganize your system. They collapse contraction. They soften bracing. And they interrupt the unconscious arguing with who you are. So let's unpack it piece by piece. I am what I am, not what I should be, not who I learned to become to survive, not the version of me that performs or proves or pleases. I am what I am right now. This isn't resignation. This isn't giving up. This is reality. And reality does not need permission to exist. Notice what happens in your body when you stop arguing with who you are. Where does effort drop? Where does tension soften? You don't need to define yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. You simply are. Now the second half of the phrase, and I am enough. Take a moment to notice how that lands in your body. When we're on a healing journey, we often spend a lifetime trying to fix ourselves. We chase growth, improvement, transformation. We analyze and correct and refine and strive, and we hope that someday, somewhere, we will finally feel whole. This phrase interrupts the pattern. It reminds us that you are already complete. You don't need to become anything else. You don't need to fix yourself to be worthy of love, safety, or acceptance. Enough doesn't mean finished. It doesn't mean flawless. It doesn't mean that there's nothing more to learn or create or experience. Enough means complete in this moment. No more striving. No more proving. No more waiting for permission to exist. Notice where in your body you might resist this. Maybe your chest tightens, maybe your jaw clenches, maybe the mind whispers, but I'm not there yet. That's natural, that's conditioning, that's your nervous system holding on to old survival strategies. And now gently let it soften. You are already enough. Feel what it's like to allow that to be true, even for a moment. You don't need to do anything to earn it. You don't need to change. You don't need to achieve. You simply are. Now allow the full phrase to resonate together. I am what I am, and I am enough. Let it flow through your body like light through a prism. Notice your chest, your belly, your energy field. Notice where there is softening and notice where there is still tension. It's okay if some part of you resists. That resistance is not failure. It's part of the nervous system recalibrating to a new frequency. Existence itself is enough. So from this place, not as an affirmation, not as a goal, but as recognition. I am what I am. And I am enough. Again, I am what I am. And I am enough. Let the words land in your body, in the cells, in the energy field. You don't need to hold on to them. Just let them pass through and leave an imprint. You don't need to make this permanent. You don't need to carry it perfectly. Just notice what it feels like to have touched the state. Every time you return to this recognition, the system learns something new. Not how to become worthy, but how to stop arguing with what already is. Gently bring your awareness back to the body, the room, the breath. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. This isn't something to practice. It's something to remember. You are what you are, and that has always been enough. What you've touched here isn't a concept, it's a state. And states don't become embodied because you hear them once. They become embodied because you return to them inside a safe, consistent container. This work, the unraveling of survival patterns, the softening of self-rejection, the remembering of who you are beneath conditioning, is not about fixing yourself. It's about learning how to stay present with yourself as you are. And that is what my membership is designed to support. It's a space where we slow this work down, where we integrate it into real life, where identity level shifts happen through consistency and safety and resonance, not pressure or performance. So if this activation resonated with you, if your system recognized something here, that's not an accident. You don't need to rush. You don't need to decide anything right now. Just know that this space exists when you're ready to continue this work in a deeper, supported way. You are what you are, and you are enough. And you don't have to walk this remembering alone. Thank you for being here.